Good morning, everybody. It's Monday again, which means time for another edition of Nutrition News here at Goddard's Fit Body Bootcamp, and I am Coach Melissa. So today, Monday, our topic of the day is healthy snacks or ideas for potlucks. It's potluck season. That's where we are headed, and their big long weekend coming up. So there's probably going to be a lot of that going on. There's probably going to be a lot of family get-togethers, friends get-togethers, maybe before the fireworks, maybe before the parade here in Goddard Saturday at 2. And just in summertime in general, lots of parties, lots of potlucks, lots of opportunities to eat coming up this summer, right? So a lot of people struggle with this. How do I stay on track in the summer with all of these opportunities for parties, for get-togethers, for eating? I want to make good choices, but the struggle is real. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I just want to make mention of this Toronto Maple Leaf shirt. It's unusual for me to be wearing today, so I just wanted to clarify why. This week in our gym, it is the Countdown to Canada Day week. All week long, we're counting down to Canada Day. So each day in this gym has a different theme. Today is Hockey Day in Canada. We are celebrating hockey, and we are celebrating Canada's 6 hockey teams in here today, encouraging all of our members to bring in their hockey spirit, whether it's Canadian teams or not, okay. But we are celebrating one of Canada's favorite winter sports. Tomorrow, Tuesday, is the Great Canadian AMRAP, and we are encouraging our members to wear plaid. Maybe dress up like red-green, maybe bring in your duct tape, dress like a lumberjack. It's plaid day for the Great Canadian AMRAP. Tomorrow in here. Wednesday's workout is called the Double Double, paying tribute to one of Canada's other institutions, the Double Double, and we're also wearing toques. It's a toque torture of a workout, so you are welcome as our members to wear your toques, any toques, in here on Wednesday. If you don't have one, we have plenty of red and white FBBC toques that you are welcome to purchase for that and for the winter as well. Then on Thursday, we are paying tribute to Canada's baseball team, the Toronto Blue Jays. It's Toronto Blue Jay Day in here, and the workout is all about the number 150, so you don't want to miss that. Friday, before the fireworks happening at the beach at dusk, we are having a red and white themed, Olympic themed workout all day long in here Friday. Saturday is the statutory holiday. We are not open Saturday, July 1st. However, Monday, July 3rd, for all of our members of Fit Body Forever and Fit Body Bootcamp, just so you all know, is a regular day. Monday, July 3rd, full sessions all day long. So that's what we're doing all week in here. Lots of fun stuff going on, lots to celebrate. When it comes to Canada, we need a full week to do it, so that's what we're doing. Then leading into the weekend, I don't know what you guys are doing. Maybe you're going camping, maybe you're having family get-togethers, friend get-togethers. Let's talk about what you're going to eat. A lot of people wonder, what am I supposed to do when it comes to these big potlucks or these big summer parties? So this is really no different than at the Christmas season, right? There's a lot of food surrounding you throughout the holiday season as well. And the idea is to stick to the habits you know that work. So the habits that we talk about in here a lot of the time is every time you eat, make sure there's a good source of protein on your plate, right? So there's lots of different forms of protein. Could be meat, could be eggs, could be beans, could be legumes. The list goes on, right? Then once you have your protein, you also want to have veggies. And these are pretty easy to find at potlucks and big summer events as well. It doesn't have to just be a veggie tray. I know that's kind of the standard thought, but there's lots of other options, and we're going to talk about where to find some of those suggestions today. But basically, protein and veggie makes up the majority of your plate. You want to make sure you have some healthy fats most of the time when you're eating. So those are things like nuts and seeds and olive oils and coconut oils and avocados. Just a little bit though. A little bit goes a long way. Like the serving of the size of your thumb for women, double that for men, is all you need for healthy fats whenever you're eating. And another thing to pay attention to too is your actual hunger awareness. So when food is constantly around you, Are you actually hungry, or are you mindlessly eating? And we've talked about mindlessly eating before and how that can lead you off track. So checking in, are you actually hungry, or are you eating for a different reason? Is there something you could be doing besides eating? Maybe moving away from the food area, maybe engaging in conversation with somebody, or playing with the kids, or just even drinking water. Having a water bottle with you can be a good way to make sure that you don't overindulge or just overeat when you're not even hungry. Focusing on water and focusing on staying hydrated, especially in the warmer weather. Same when it comes to drinking throughout the summer, and especially at these summer events. Often there's a lot of alcohol or a lot of unhealthy beverages served, and I'm certainly not going to sit here and tell you not to partake. Just be aware, be conscious of what you're doing and of your decisions, and drink water in between. Drink water quite often, and remember, those cocktails that you drink, while delicious, also add up when it comes to sugar. So being aware of the choices that you make, what's in what you're drinking, and are you getting most of your calories from your drinks? That can certainly send you down the wrong path when it comes to your fitness and fat loss goals as well. So drinking lots of water to stay hydrated, and to cut down on that sugar intake throughout your summer parties and summer events for sure. And then let's talk about the food. So where do I get my food ideas for summer events? So a lot of people think, I'm going to bring something healthy. Oh, I'm going to take a veggie tray. Oh, I'm going to take a fruit tray. Oh, I'm going to take a salad, like a garden salad or a Caesar salad. And those are my only healthy options. And that's so not true. So I'm actually, today I'm eating one of my favorite salads right now for lunch. And the base of this is tomatoes and cucumbers and onion. Could be red or green onion. I use some broccoli slaw in this, like just dump some broccoli slaw from the grocery store in it. I mash up an avocado in it, and then I put in my protein of choice. So I make 2 of these at home, one for me and one for my husband, and my husband usually has tuna in his, and then I will have either chicken or a different kind of fish or steak, whatever we have left over. And so I'm going to show you where I got this from, and this is the book. We actually have this book at the gym, but you can buy it online too. It's called Gourmet Nutrition. It's put out from Precision Nutrition, and it is the cookbook for the fit food lover, written by, or compiled by Dr. John Berardi, Michael Williams, and Christina Andrews. So this is what I've put together for myself right here, the tuna salad wrap. It is delicious. I just have it without a wrap. Okay, so that's pretty much what it looks like without a wrap. It's got lots of avocado in it, so it's kind of got like this greenish tinge to it, but it's delicious and it's completely healthy. It's got some lemon juice in it, and it's got some olive oil in it as well. That's one option. Another thing that I quite often do is search a couple different recipe sites. So www.realhealthyrecipes.com is one of my go-tos. And then I also collect on Pinterest. So I do a lot on Pinterest, and our gym has a Pinterest page. So if you're on Pinterest, you can look that up. It's Goddard Jeff BBC. There are some recipes on there, and there will be more coming throughout the summer as well. One thing that I've done at smaller get-togethers is shish kebabs. That is a really easy potluck item if you don't have too big of a group, because that can get quite expensive. But I will take chicken. I'm just pulling it up on my Pinterest page here. Chicken, maybe some mushrooms, maybe some cherry tomatoes, maybe some peppers, maybe some onion, and then various marinades. So if you look that up on Pinterest or just online anywhere, you could find some pretty delicious marinades, and then shish kebab and take it with you if there's a barbecue there. We often take these camping when we go, something different than your traditional camping fare maybe. Pineapple also goes really well on a shish kebab. So that's something a little different. Another favorite recipe of mine that I love to take to potlucks, and I took to a New Year's party a few years ago, is called Skinny Southwest Chicken dip, basically, is what it is. And what that is, the base of it, or like the sauce of it, is a Greek yogurt. Instead of a sour cream or something a little bit heavier. So you cut up your chicken, and whether that's chicken breasts or chicken thighs, you cook that up and then you chop it up, and then it's got this Greek yogurt base of a sauce, and it's mixed with cumin, and it's mixed with chili powder. I think it is cumin and chili, maybe not cumin, I'll look that up. And then it's veggie based, so you've got green onions, you've got black beans, you could put corn in it if you like. I don't really like to put corn in it. You put peppers in it, you put onion in it, you mix it all up, and because of the seasoning that's in this Greek yogurt that you mix it all up with, it is fantastic. And I'm going to link all these recipes at the bottom when we're done this conversation on this Facebook Live, so you'll have it all. Okay, so I found it. So it's 1.5 cups of plain Greek yogurt with a teaspoon of chili powder, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder. So no cumin. I was totally wrong. And then 2 cups of chicken, like shredded or diced chicken, 2 Roma tomatoes, 1 bunch of green onions, 6 mini sweet peppers or 1 large sweet pepper, black beans, a can of black beans, and a can of corn, if that's what you want to add to it. I don't add the corn to it because I'm not a big corn fan. But you mix that up, and you can serve that like as a veggie dip. You could serve that as its own dip. You can serve it like with tortilla chips or whatever you want. But this is a fairly healthy dip in itself with lots of protein and lots of veggies in it. Another one that I do quite often is called, it's like a paleo or paleo chicken salad, and taco salad, and it is from realhealthyrecipes.com, so you could look that up if you're interested on that website, realhealthyrecipes.com, paleo taco salad. So this is the taco salad kind of without the tacos, and so it's a veggie based salad as well, but no, like, it doesn't have to have lettuce with it. Even if you do, it would just be as the base. It's quite crunchy. It's got a really nice texture to it. Everything is chopped up. So you've got in this one a pound of boneless, skinless chicken breast, and I will add this recipe at the bottom as well. And you rub onto the meat, instead of putting a sauce on it, you do a spice rub of onion powder, garlic powder, chili powder, oregano, cayenne pepper, cumin, salt, and pepper. And then you chop up cucumber, tomatoes, cilantro, which I don't do, but lots of people do, bell peppers, red onion, radishes, and then you kind of marinate that in a mixture of lime juice, cumin, chili powder, salt, and pepper. So you have this nice chopped, crunchy salad that you could then put on a bed of mixed greens, maybe spinach or kale or mesclun mix, or lettuce if you like. You could put avocado in there, and then you can top it, instead of topping it with sour cream as you normally would with taco salad, top it with Greek yogurt. And that's something I wanted to say, is that you can substitute plain Greek yogurt for sour cream 9 times out of 10. And if you do that without telling anybody, just put it in a dish or put it in a bowl with a spoon out there, most people don't know the difference. And I challenged, we did a grocery store tour last Tuesday night with some of our boot campers, and I challenged them to go home and do that when we talked about it at the grocery store. And I know that Helen did, for example. Helen came back the next day and said that she did just that, and that they didn't know the difference. So at least try it. You can substitute Greek yogurt for mayo in your egg salad or your tuna salad. You could put mashed avocado in your tuna salad to take out the mayo, if that's what you want to do. We do fajitas at home, and we use Greek yogurt instead of sour cream. We don't really use sour cream for anything anymore. When it comes to desserts for your healthy potluck, there are lots of different things you can do other than just a fruit tray or a veggie tray. There are lots of fruit-based desserts. You can do like little yogurt parfaits. I'm looking at this recipe. You can do like different versions of granola bars that have, cleaner ingredients in them. looking at this recipe book because it's in front of me, and it's got a whole chapter just on, cleaned up or healthier options for your desserts. Let me see. Lots of different puddings. That's another idea. Lots of different puddings as well. So you can do like a cottage cheese and coconut milk based pudding with, strawberries. Let's say frozen strawberries. Blend that all up, and it becomes a pudding. There's a chocolate avocado pudding recipe that we've done at our house before. You can do different crumbles or like crisps, right, that use coconut sugar instead of, the traditional sugar. Yeah, there's lots of different recipes. I've got lots on my Pinterest page as well for, cleaned up or healthier dessert options. And when it comes to desserts at the potluck, because there's usually no shortage of that, keep in mind our 5 habits or our healthy habits, right? The majority of your plate, or the majority of what you should be eating to fulfill your fitness and fat loss goals, is protein and vegetable. When it comes to dessert, not going overboard, not having a full plate of dessert, if fitness and fat loss, if you still want to focus on that. I'm not saying don't have any, and I'm not saying, abstain completely, because I don't think that's realistic. What I'm saying is, think of yourself as like a taste tester. Okay, so a taste tester takes like a little bit of each thing that they're interested in, like maybe a tablespoon or maybe a bite of each thing. Take what you want, each thing that you want, but don't take a full serving of everything. Take a taste test portion size, maybe a tablespoon or maybe a bite-sized serving size of each thing. And then you still fulfill that craving, you still fulfill, that need to have some dessert, but you're not going overboard. Something that we do with our kids quite often is frozen yogurt based desserts. So you take your yogurt and you can flavor it just like you would normally, and then you freeze it, and you can do that in like popsicles. You can like popsicle molds or even Dixie cups with a popsicle stick and freeze them. You can do that as little frozen yogurt drops, right? So kind of drop it onto wax paper and then freeze it, and then it becomes like bite-sized, kind of like a snack. Yeah, and you guys that are watching, if you have options or ideas as well for what you guys do for your cleaned up or your healthier, potlucks, main course, appetizers, desserts, side courses, feel free to add to the list here as well. In-season fruit, peaches, strawberries, blueberries, you can't go wrong when it comes to that. And I don't think that you should abstain from stuff like that, because in-season fruits is so good for you. Don't worry about the sugar in the fruit or whatever, because it's such a small amount of time such a small window that we get these local, fresh strawberries, blueberries, peaches, what have you. Enjoy them while we have them, because then I know for the rest of the year we got to look further to get them. So it's a special treat for us at this time of the year, within reason, of course. But yeah, it's a special treat, and there's a lot worse things out there than local fresh strawberries, blueberries, and peaches, so have at it. I remember another snack that we used to do with our kids. We would take half a banana and roll it in yogurt, and then or like coat it in yogurt, I guess, and then roll it in walnuts or crushed up almonds or crushed up pecans or something, and freeze it, and that becomes like a popsicle for them as well. So that's another idea. Yeah, there's lots of ideas out there. It may take a little bit more thinking, it may take a little bit more work, it may take a little bit more creativity, but again, it pays off in the end, right? It pays off because, yeah, you're not going to avoid these summer potlucks. You're not going to avoid all of these fun opportunities to hang out with your friends and your family, and you shouldn't. The whole idea behind a healthy lifestyle is that it's just that, it's a lifestyle. So finding ways to make this work for you, finding ways maybe to tweak your favorite recipes, find some new favorite recipes, or just, exercise some self-restraint and some control over the ones that aren't so clean and healthy. And by all means, enjoy those favorite foods, but remember, whatever it is that you're eating on a daily basis, most often, that's your nutrition plan. So if you're eating these treats and these, special foods every day or multiple times a day, that's your nutrition plan. It's no longer a treat. This is your nutrition plan. So it just comes down to what your goals are and what you want to do, what habits you want to work on to achieve them. It's just about daily habits in and out, and transferring those daily habits to when you go out, and how can you make that work. There's lots of recipes for brownies that don't use any flour or sugar or butter. One of my very, very favorites is quite a thick brownie recipe. And yes, it's definitely a treat, and it is by no means, guilt-free, but it doesn't have flour, it doesn't have sugar, it doesn't have butter in it as well. I'm scrolling up my Pinterest page to see if I can find it up here. And we put strawberries on top. I know it's got coconut oil in it and some other stuff. It must be right at the top of this page. Sorry, guys. I will link it as well down in the comments below when I'm all done here, and I'll link the shish kebab recipe that I use too. You can roast up a bunch of root veggies, even now, or when we get closer into the fall and they become more readily available. Cutting up a whole bunch of root veggies, roasting them or barbecuing them up in foil is another great thing to take along to a potluck. I will often take beets. You can get beets fairly inexpensively and fairly locally. You can grow them in your own garden as well. And I slow cook them, or I cook them in the oven a whole bunch at a time. And then I take them with me. And you can put beets in salad. You can have beets as its own side dish. You can do lots of things with beets. So I will often do a whole bunch of beets up all at once in the slow cooker or in the oven, and then peel them once they're cooked and then take them along. I do have this chocolate covered strawberry brownie recipe, gluten-free, paleo. So it's got cocoa powder, almond flour, so it's gluten-free, almond flour, coconut sugar, dark chocolate, salt, vanilla extract, and coconut oil. So it has no gluten flour, it's got no white sugar, it's got no butter, it's got no eggs. So I can link that as well, keeping in mind obviously that is still a treat. There's lots of ways that you can attend all of these different events that you're headed out to and feel pretty good about your choices. So those are some of my favorites, and I will link them. Yes, Sylvia, I am going to link the recipes. I'm about to go coach the nooner, so I might have to wait until I come back to link all of these recipes that I've mentioned, but I will. And I am hoping that you guys will link some of your favorite potluck or summer type recipes that are a little bit more creative than just veggie tray, fruit tray, garden salad. Another thing that I didn't even mention, but I will now, is salad dressings. There is a link, and there's lots of links out there for homemade salad dressings that you can make too. And back into this cookbook that I mentioned before, this gourmet nutrition book, there are a few pages dedicated just to homemade salad dressings. That's another thing that you guys can do, just to make a little bit better choices, and just to make sure you know what you're actually consuming and know how much sugar is in, or fat is in, those salad dressings. So yeah, I will link that as well. There's going to be a whole bunch of links on this post at the end. That's what we're talking about today is, what do you do when you're trying to stick to your fitness and fat loss goals when you are headed out to all of these awesome summer events. Protein and veggie is still the basic format to follow. Treat yourself as a taste tester. Don't deprive yourself, because that's just going to catch up with you later. Remember to take and drink plenty of water regardless of what else you're drinking. Remember to take and drink plenty of water. Stay active throughout the summer, and balance. Moderation is key, right? Balance and moderation is key. Share your recipes, share your favorites below. Stay patient, and I will share mine. Next week, Nutrition News, I think, is going to be on Tuesday. So if you don't see me on Monday, don't fret. I will be here on Tuesday doing Nutrition News next week. If you have a topic you would like me to discuss next week, feel free to comment below and let me know. Otherwise, Countdown to Canada 150 continues right now with our 12:15 session. I'm going to get in and ready. I'm going to finish up this salad that I have, eat it, and then I'm going to go coach that. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Share your favorites as well. Have a great day. Bye. Oh, and don't forget, we do have a Pinterest page for all of these recipes, Goddard FBBC. If you're on Pinterest, feel free to follow us, and we will continue to share recipes throughout the summer. Okay? Bye, everybody.